Hi there, I'm Ash DaCosta, CTO of Mainland Information Systems, and I would like to welcome you to part 2 of our video series focusing on Cisco's Unified Computing System. In part 1, I presented UCS Manager and demonstrated provisioning servers automatically through integrated model-based management. In part 2, I'm going to present UCS Director, which provides a unified view and a single point of control over converged infrastructure solutions. Although the definition of converged infrastructure varies between manufacturers, it is largely accepted that converged infrastructure is a building block for delivering infrastructure as a service by providing a single integrated system comprised of storage, network, servers, hypervisor, and sometimes even applications. However, in order to really deliver on the promise of infrastructure as a service, centralized automated orchestration and management is needed to consistently configure, deploy, and manage IT infrastructures. And UCS Director is a tool that can do that. One of the key value propositions that UCS Director brings is the automation of end-to-end IT processes. Today, I'm going to demonstrate this capability by executing a workflow that creates a VLAN automatically across compute, network, and hypervisor as a single task. So here we see the interface for UCS Director. What you're seeing right now is a dashboard overview which provides the health and integrity of the converged infrastructure that UCS Director is currently managing. So it gets a good snapshot as to what's happening in your environment. If I select Converged, you can see that we have a FlexPod here, which is the converged infrastructure that UCS Director is currently managing. If I select that, you can see the various components that comprise the FlexPod. You have the virtual layer, which is currently VMware as the hypervisor. You have the compute layer, which is currently a Cisco UCS server and chassis. On the network side, you have a Cisco Nexus switch. And on the storage side, you have a NetApp storage system. As I said, today what I'm going to illustrate is the orchestration capabilities of UCS Director. So I'm going to select Policies and Orchestration. So what you see here is a set of workflows that are being defined within UCS Director. What a workflow is a set of linked tasks from a library of over 800 predefined tasks that are built into UCS Director. The particular workflow that I'm going to utilize today is creating a VLAN within the converged infrastructure. So I'm going to double click on that. And this basically illustrates diagrammatically the workflow I'm going to execute. How this works is that I can take a workflow task, for example for Hyper-V, and I can simply drag and drop it onto the canvas, and it will automatically create an association. So you can see there are a number of tasks here that we can execute, for example, with Hyper-V. I won't do that in this demonstration. Rather, what I'm going to do is I'm going to modify this workflow. As what you can see here is you have a task that creates a VLAN. And this task here creates a VLAN within the virtual switch, the Nexus switch. This task creates the VLAN within vSphere. And this task creates the VLAN within the UCS infrastructure. You notice that the tasks are linked together. The green implies a successful completion, and the red is what happens on failure. If it's a complete successfully, it goes on to the next task, and from there it goes on to the task after that until it's completed. You notice that upon failure, it's going to do the same thing. That doesn't quite make sense, because if it fails, we don't want to continue on to the next task. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it such that I'm going to completely fail right out of the entire workflow. So I'm going to select that And I can either do it this way, or I can drag and drop if I so wish. However, in this case, I'm going to actually move this task, the fail status, down to failing the workflow, so that if this task does not complete, it won't go to the next one. It'll go straight and exit out of the workflow entirely. So now I'm going to execute this workflow. Since it's creating a VLAN, I'm going to give it a VLAN ID. I'm going to say VLAN 50. VLAN name, VLAN 50, and we'll submit. Okay. Now I can view the execution of the workflow by viewing my service requests. As you can see, this is the VLAN workflow being executed, currently in progress. Double click, and these are the steps that are currently being undertaken. Right now it's creating the VLAN within the virtual switch. So I'm going to pop over to UCS Manager, and as you can see, VLAN 50 currently isn't there. It hasn't executed that task quite yet. If I go to vCenter, as you can see, VLAN 50 doesn't exist there yet either. Right now it's creating the VLAN within vSphere. There, it's completed that task. If we go to vSphere, we can see that VLAN 50 has just been created. It's now undertaking the task to create it in the UCS infrastructure. As you can see, it's completed already. Pop over here, there's VLAN 50. And there you go. That's a demo of one of UCS Director's key orchestration features. I hope this helped shed some light on Cisco UCS and its capabilities. Let me know what you thought of this series, or drop me a line if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.